Number 3 is to begin with the end in mind. This to me is the most powerful of all. I really believe in order to succeed in any area of your life, you have to have as clear a vision as possible in terms of where you're going in that area. So let's say it's in your finances. Most people ignore their finances. Most people don't track their net worth. They really have no idea where they are financially speaking. They just hope if they keep pushing and keep their head down and just keep going about life and business the way they are, that something good will happen one day and suddenly they'll be in a good financial position. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe you have to know exactly where you are and you declare ahead of time where you want to be in the future in that area of your life. So if it's your finances and you're not where you want to be today, you just have to make some decisions that you follow through on actions that get you closer, right? So if you have a bunch of consumer or credit card debt, or you don't own your cars and you keep buying new cars and you keep spending, as much or more money than you bring in, and you're not tracking your net worth, you just have some things you need to do to end up at a different point in the future. And I typically do a 3-year vision. And so another good example is in your physical body. It doesn't really matter where you start today. 3 years from now, your vision could be whatever. You could maybe not even walk a mile today, and you could run a half marathon 3 years from now. And of course, there are extenuating circumstances, and there are limiting factors for some people in some areas of their life. But for the most part, you can do most of anything in a 3-year period. So the question is, do you have a clear idea? Are you willing to face the truth and just deal with where you are today without shaming yourself to go backwards and retreat, right? We don't want to shame here. We just want to be real with ourselves about where we are. And are you willing to cast a vision, a bold vision for where you want to be in the future? And then we just break it down. I've talked about 3-1-90 on the podcast. It's a 3-year vision, a 1-year plan, 90 days at a time, your weekly cadence and your daily rhythm, right? It's not rocket science after that, but it really follows through with hitting a point where you make a commitment, you got that carrot or stick thing going on, and you're clear about where you're going. Because if you're not clear about where you're going, the chances that you'll drift are high, right? Nobody intends to get married. Well, nobody intends to get divorced when they're getting married, right? So 20 years after you get married, you end up in a spot with your spouse where you're like, I don't even really love you anymore. I don't like you anymore. I don't want to be with you anymore, right? It doesn't happen in a moment, 20 years out. It happens over time. Every day, week, month, year, you're drifting a little bit more apart, right? So without a conscious vision of where you want to be in your marriage 3 years from now, and break it down to a year and the quarterly and the weekly and the daily, what are the things you need to do every day to achieve the vision you see for your marriage or any area of your life?